So I will be doing each question and explaining each question at a speed where somebody who's getting 70-80% in maths will understand. But if you want a full breakdown and you need more work, you will need to join the classes. Like if you want extended work on different topics. Right now we are going through different topics in class in terms of past papers. So that will be a little more breakdown. But in these sessions, all these Sunday revision sessions, we try to keep it between 1.5 hours and 2 hours. So there's a certain speed that we move at. Remember, if the video is showing fuzzy, change these settings. These sessions will benefit anyone in mathematics, anyone in SEA, no matter how good you are or how bad you are, it will benefit you. If you want any more information, meaning you want to get the practice test, or you want to join the classes, or you just want to speak to me, or you want any more information, WhatsApp this and we'll arrange. WhatsApp this number here. So the students in the class, they get the paper before they get the paper. They got the paper last week Sunday, so they were able to do it and get it corrected. So now we are going through it with them. Those of you who are not in the class, you'll still get a benefit from it as well, right? So don't forget, you can watch the video afterwards and pause. So hello to everyone. Let's do the quick before we start shout outs. Boom, Tish, Kelvin, Kanisha. We have somebody in the second live. Shout out to everyone. It's usually an hour and a half. Nora, Roblox gamer, who knows one of my past students. Hi Giselle, we were talking before. Hi Chelsea. What y'all can do is press like on the video now. So take your time, press like, look for the like button. Look for the like button. When you press the like button, say I got it, I did it. Like has been pressed. Like has been pressed. Press the like button. Why do YouTubers tell you to press the like button? It increases the interaction on the video. So more people will get the notification that we are going live. All right, so you did. Nice. So without too much further talk, a lot of people did it. Shout out to you all. Hello, Chavi. My son name is also Chavi. I wonder if that's him. He was watching last week, but he's only 7, so I don't know how much of it he understood. Let's go. So write in figures 1,087,006. Well, usually in SEA we don't go past 1 million in numbers, but let's go 1,087,006. So that's us there. We wrote it in figures. That's in the millions. This is in the thousands, tens of thousands, and 6. 6 is in the numbers there. Number 2, which digit in 87293 represents hundreds? And that's 2 ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands. And they specifically asked for the digit. Round 7465 to the nearest 1,000. So when we round in 7465 to the nearest 1,000, we would be looking at, well, the 7 is in the thousands spot, but our eyes will look at this number here that comes after the 1,000. And since it is less than 5, we know everybody turns to 0, and this does not get a boost. No boost. No boost for the 7. It doesn't get 1 added to it because the number that came after it was less than 5. 7,000 is the answer. Now I see some person, 1 or 2 person put 7,500. Some people make a mistake with 700. Watch out, right? Calculate 712 times 16. All right, so we're multiplying very quickly here. A fun thing happens every time we multiply and we notice that we see a 1 here. It means I don't really even need to think about this. I can just say this whole thing will let's end up back here. How many of you all know that? If you know that type, I know that. So 712 by 1, we just put the whole 712 back here. And now we just focus on this part to get the 1s multiplying by the 712. So 6 by 2, is 12. You put the 2 there. You bring across the 1. 6 by 1 is 6 plus 1 is 7, and 6 sevens are 42. and there's nothing to add on there. So 6 sevens are 42, 6 eights are 48, 6 sixes are 36, 6 sevens are 42. Now we just need to add 2, 9, 3, 7, and 4 is 11. So that will be like this. That's our answer there. Right? Beautiful. Circle the smallest decimal in the decimal fraction in the set of numbers below. So in the set of numbers below, circle the smallest decimal. What's the smallest decimal fraction? Well, we're looking here. I'm seeing 2 is smaller than 6. So this is smallest so far, but then there's a 0 here, and then there's an 8 here. So that this one is the smallest so far, but wait, there's a 0 and a 7 here. So 7 is in the hundredths column. Because you start off one time when you're doing decimal and you go into the tenths. Then you go into the hundredths. So because the 7 is the smallest in the hundredths, and nobody else really went into the thousands, I'm picking the answer 0.07 as my smallest. But the instruction was actually to circle, so let's put a circle on that. Now, follow your instructions, right? So to be sure, I'm seeing answer here, so I'd circle and I'd write the answer here as well. Number 6, express the shaded part as a common fraction of the whole shape. Very simple. This requires us to count up how many what do we call this? How many sectors we have, how many pieces in the circle. So we've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. And how many shaded? Shaded, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So this means we have shaded 4 out of 12. This can be simplified. 4 can go into 4 one time, 4 into 12 3 times. And we have 1, 2. So easy pickings so far, easy pickings. New people, don't forget to press like, don't forget to share with your friends, tell them to jump in and see if they could, as you're all doing it, compete with each other, compete with your friends and see if you all could put the answer. Who can put the answer the fastest? Learning should be fun, and sometimes friendly competition helps. So 35%, we want it expressed as a fraction because we have to complete the table and this part is missing. So to change a percentage to a fraction, what do we do? From percentage to a fraction, we divide by 100. So we'll have 35 over 100 and we look for common factors. Common factor in this case would be, I nearly said 7. A common factor would be 5. And 5 can go into this 7 times, 5 can go into this 20 times. The answer is 7 over 20. Shout out to everybody in the live right now. Shout out to everybody in the live right now. Last year we did this, you know. How many of you all know that this is the second year we are doing this? Last year we did this, and the name that the students and myself came up with last year was Fighters. That was the year of 2022. I wonder what name we can come up with for you all this year. So write in the box the number that correctly completes the number sentence. So this topic is called equivalent fractions. And to arrive at the doorsteps of the answer, what do you do? Well, if you want to walk up to the answer, you would have to see how many times 6 went into 18. And then use that factor and multiply by the 5. And we know 6 can go into 18 3 times. We multiply by 3. So therefore, if we multiply by 3 here, 5 3s are 15. 15 is the number we are looking for. I'm seeing somebody say we should call ourselves warriors. Fighters, warriors. Yep, that's right. Arrange the fractions below in ascending order. To do this, these questions normally come for about 2 marks because there's a bit of working involved. Safest way to do this, what do? We encounter something called the LCM. And what does LCM stand for? LCM stands for lowest common multiple. It means the number that all of them can go into. But there's a little more to this instruction that we need to pay attention to. Because some places you may actually see in the textbook LCD. And what do they mean when they say LCD? They actually mean lowest common multiple on the denominator. So it's the denominator we are looking for and want to get the LCM of all of them. So I can draw a straight line right across and just work it out for each one. Or I can put all of them over 12 like this because I know that's the LCM. It's a simple LCM. All of these numbers can go into 12. That's the first number actually that all of them can go into. So the one that is 12 will remain unchanged. But for 4, we'll need the equivalent fraction again. So 4 can go into 12 3 times, and you take that 3 and multiply by the 1, you get 3 there. 6 can go into 12 2 times, 2 by 5. You'll see that 6 into 12, it's 2. 12 divided by 6 is 2. You take the 2 and you wet him down on the 5 day. Whaps. 5 2s are 10. 3 into 12, 4. 4 2s are 8. And now all we need to do is head back to the instructions and see what it is. Ascending order means going up the hill. Smallest to largest. Which one is the smallest? Which one is the smallest? The one that represents 3 12. So we start off with a quarter. Then we go to 7 12. Now notice, when you're giving them back the answer, use the original fractions, people. Then we will use not 8 12, but 2/3, which is the original fraction. And finally, 5 6 is the largest of them all. There. We have reached number 9. Finally, number 10 now. A novel has 441 pages. Remy read 4/7 of those pages. How many pages does he have to read to complete the novel? So this is a popular trend with fractions, where we need to find something that starts with R. We need to find something called the remainder. So the remainder in terms of fraction, because he read 4/7, that means to go is 7/7 minus the 4/7. And you can do this in your mind. It's 3/7. And this is what we will be doing to find the remainder. We want 3/7 pages to go. This man still needs to read some pages here. And what will he do? What is the last book you all read? What's the name of the last book you read? That is not a school book. Right now, my son is reading a book called Oliver Twist. How many of you all read that book? Who is the author of that book? So pages to go is not 4/7, but 3/7. Somebody said Harry Potter. 3/7 of 441. And reading is very important. Reading is like exercising your brain. The more you read books, the smarter you become. It's a hack. Somebody said Diary of the Wimpy Kids. 7 can, that's a popular book among standard 5 students. 7 can go into 44 6 times remainder. I know 7 can go into 4, so it's into 44 6 times. 6 7s are 42. And in my mind, I'm seeing 44 minus 42. So I know it's a remainder of 2, and I'll just put the remainder there. And now 7 can go into 21 3 times. How many of you all are okay with that style of division? So all I need to do in the end is multiply 63 by 3. 3 3s are 9, 3 6s are 18. 189 pages to go, bro. 100. Matilda Roald Dahl. That was my favorite author when I was younger, because I'm still young. Roald Dahl was my favorite author. A daily planner. Y'all can go and research him. He has some really nice books. Daily planner costs $75.25. What's the cost of 6 daily planners? This is a simple multiplication. We want 6 times 75.25. Some of you all actually have the skill to do this in your mind. Fantastic if you do. For all the normal folk, let's go and multiply this on the side. 75.25 by 6. 6 5s are 30. The 0 will end up here and the 3 will end up over there. 6 2s are 12 plus 3 is 15. There we have that there. So everybody whose number has 15 is good so far. We got 15, right? So that's why I put 1 there. 6 times 5 is 30 plus 1 is 31. And then finally we have 3 there. 6 sevens are 42. And 42 plus that 3 is 45. $451.50. Happy birthday. Somebody said their mom's birthday today. Happy birthday, mommy. Your child is going to make you lunch today. And do all the chores and wash all the ways. The time is shown below on the analog clock. Write down the time on the digital clock. So one of the tricks with telling time very quickly is ignoring the minute hand for a split second. One of the tricks with telling time very quickly is ignoring the minute hand for a split second and just looking at the hour hand. You can never say that the time is 5. It always must be what the hour hand passed. So you understand what I'm saying? What is the hour hand pass? It's past 4. It's past 4. We don't know how much past 4 yet because we ignored the minute hand for a split second. But we know it should be 4 something. And now, and only now, do you look at the minute hand and you realize that 30 minutes and extra 5, that's 35 minutes for 35. If you understand that type, I understand that. I could tell time. Must know how to get a little analog and digital. Do you know there's a huge percentage of the population in Trinidad and Tobago, adults, grown folks, who don't know how to tell analog clock? You would be surprised. You would be surprised. Maybe uncles and aunts. So if you know how to do this, you're in the select few. So a rectangular garden bed is 14 meters long and has an area of 84 square meters. 84 square meters. So how wide is the garden? This is our length of the garden. The garden have a little flowers and thing. And the garden is 84 square meters. So it's 84 square meters or meters squared. That's how we write square meters. If the length is this, we know the formula says area is equal to length by breadth. Or in this case, wide. Let's use the word width. So we know that it's 84 is the area and the length is 14, and we are trying to find the width. So in this situation, it's not a multiplication that we need to do, class. It's a division. So we will bring across the 14 and it ends up into a division. Or you can just memorize the width is the area divided by the length. So this is 84 divided by 14. And some of you all can tell me very quickly that this is 6 meters. Or if we couldn't tell, we can use a little breaking down, a little reducing. 2 can go into this 42 times, 2 can go into this 7 times, and 7 into 42 is yet another 6. This paper just started and we did a lot of 7 6s are 42. Let me see if you see any other 7 6s are 42. If you needed 2, let's take a count. Everybody look at the chat and get ready to type. If you needed to rate your times tables, how well do you know the times tables from 2 all the way to 12? How well do you know the classical timetables? Now, some of you all actually know up till about 15 and 16. So rate out of 10 how much you know your tables right now, with God as your witness. How well do you know the tables? So see, now not a 10 out of 10, boy, a little 9.5, 12 out of 12. How well do you know it's 7.5? Some people still have a little thing to go. You must know, try and reach 10 out of 10 for your tables as fast as possible. There is one way to learn your tables, and that is using pen and paper. A lot of people try to learn their tables just reciting it like a 7 2s are 42, 7 2s are 42, 7 2s are, and it's I envision them trying to hammer it into their brain like this. 7 2s are 7 6s are 42, 7 6s are 42. The most troublesome table is probably the 7 times, maybe. Yeah. So they're trying to pound in that. The best way to learn your tables is to write. So you write all these 7 times tables, then you write it out without watching, and you would make lots of mistakes, and you fix your mistakes, you look back, fix your mistakes, and then you write it again, and in one day, in one day, I would say most of you all here, in one day, you can learn your tables. And you just review it every now and then, and you will be the 10 out of 10 squad. Which unit may best measure the sugar added to a cup of tea? So what will you use to measure sugar added to a cup of tea? Now, there are units we know like liters, meters, centimeters, but this seems to be measuring mass, right? So to best measure, in practicality, we would use a teaspoon of sugar. That's what we use. But in this, we talk in units, we talk in maths. So the best answer for this, I think the best answer is grams. Grams, right? So grams. Even if a student put milligrams, I will give that as well. Okay, let's keep going. How many 300 milliliter cups can be filled completely from 2.6 liters of cereal? We should know that 1 liter is equal to how many milliliters? 1 liter is equal to 1,000 milliliters. 1,000 milliliters. So, if we have 300 milliliter cups, 300 ml cups, and we need to fill an entire jug that contains, that has the capacity of 2.6 liters, 2.6 liters is really 2,600 milliliters. You multiply by 1,000, you just move the point across. Hey, we reach the 700 people. Big up all yourself. All right, so fantastic that we keep up. Normally the numbers is dip for the second, third, fourth, fifth week, and then it's come back up. So we're going good. So 2,600 divided by 300. How much are we gonna get? How much times can 3 go into that? We can get rid of the zeros. Bap, 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 bap. So it's really how much times 3 can go into 26. The 300 ml cups. Sorry, it is red, so let me paint it red there. Why isn't it chat if you understand what I'm doing? How many 300 ml cups can fill this whole, or can be filled with from 2.6? So if I pour this, how many cups will I have to pour out? The answer is 8 and 2/3, but that's a little problem there. We need to go back to the question to see what's happening. We really need to go back to the question to see what's happening, because they ask how many cups, and then I'm seeing these two words here, filled completely. You all see now what that means? What answer should we take now? So if we pour this jug, we will end up with 8 cups completely filled and 1 cup not quite completely filled. So did I say 8 and 2/3? Yeah, 8 and 2/3. 8 and 2/3. So I have 1 cup that is 2/3 filled. And that's out of the question. So this is asking you how many whole numbers. So therefore my answer should be 8. Don't put 8 and 2/3 there, otherwise they will be tempted to take away a whole of your mark. So just put 8 cups, right? That making sense? Only 8 of the cups are completely filled. One of them is missing some. So how many cups can we fill completely? 8. Dum, 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 dum. Write down the name of the solid with 1 curved face, 1 flat circular face, 1 edge, and 1 vertex. There's only 1 solid that does this. Now, I'm tempted. You're being tempted. Some of you all, when you hear curved face, how many of you all thought that? That is what they mean when they say curved face. Curved face, you was thinking that initially. But no. So no. It's not that. It is this, which is called a cone. The cone has 1 flat face, that is a circle, 1 flat circular face. There's 1 edge. These are not edges. These are disappearing along a curved face that goes all around. So one curve face. The edge is actually situated right here around the edge there. And one edge, so we mentioned that, and one vertex. Where's the one vertex? There it is. There it is at the point. The vertex is the thing that could chuck you, so it's definitely a cone. Complete the pattern. What's happening in this pattern? We have a diamond. We have a parallelogram, a diamond, a parallelogram, two parallelograms, a diamond, three parallelograms. What's happening here? So it's clear to me that the best completion here is another parallelogram. Now, this question was a little fishy in that, is it that they want us to put the next shape, or should we complete it by showing that there's going to be four parallelograms here? Now, if I were you and this was the unclear instruction, I would put 4, right? But the next shape is this. So complete the pattern, including showing the next 4 shapes. That would be better, right? Just complete the pattern showing the next 4 shapes. Number 18. The incomplete tally chart below shows 4 apps which students downloaded on their phone. How many of you all have these apps on your phone? YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You all shouldn't really have these apps on your phone. That's social media. I would argue that you're a little too young for these. So YouTube is a really good app depending on how you use it. If you use YouTube well, do you know you can become extremely brilliant? Extremely brilliant just using YouTube alone. YouTube is like a cheat code, boy. How many of you all learned something from YouTube in the last week? In the last week. So what is missing here? 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's what we're looking to complete. Complete the tally chart to show the number of students who downloaded Instagram in the tally. That's it. That's it. So find the mean of the numbers below. How do we find the mean of the numbers? We have 16, 14, 45, 23, 62. We need to get the sum. So let's do some quick maths. We're working out the sum here, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, help us put a powerful addition on this here. Work with me. See if you can add it up. 6 and 4 make 10. Now, anytime you adding up, you look for numbers that you pitch marble with, numbers that are your friends. 6 and 4 is our friend from a long time. You know how long 6 and 4 is, my friend? Since I'm 3 years old, I know 6 and 4 is make 10. How many of you all love 6 and 4 when you see an addition? 6 and 4 is we good friend. 3 and 2 is also a good friend from long back in the days. 3 and 2 always making 5. Since I know myself, 3 and 2 making 5. And the reason I like that 3 and 2 making 5 is because 5 and 5 make our next 10. And everybody know 5 and 5 make 10. So I have 10 and 10, 20. So I was able to add this up really fast. Put a 0 there. Put a 2 here and just go. 2. Wait, look, we have a next 6 and 4 here. Another 10. Look at that. Another 10. And then we have 2, 2, 2. That's 16. So are we seeing that it adds up to 160? You all agree that 160 sounds good? Any total? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And now how many? Now this is just the sum. To find the mean, we need the sum divided by the number of items we have. So we can call that the frequency. So 160 divided by 5. 5 can go into 16. 3 times remainder 1, and 5 can go into 10. 2 times the answer is 32. And every time you get an answer like mean, you always want to take a little peek and see if it makes sense. Does it make sense? 62, small one like 14, 45, another small one. Yet, does 32 feel like it's in the middle of all of this? It does. It does. It does. So we feeling a little confident about the answer, right? Always double check your answer, see if it makes sense. The chart below shows the pets chosen by some children. So fishes, dogs, parrots, cats. Right now, the admins in the student hub, if any one of them watching, trying to convince me to buy a turtle and put it in the office. What do you think? We should buy a turtle and have it in the student hub? If I buy a turtle, I might make an Instagram page. I would buy probably. What is the question asking? The question is asking which pet represents the mood. The pet that is the mood is dog. And that is the mood is the dog. Is this so easy, boy? Anytime they ask the mood, I just feel warm and fuzzy inside and is smiling. All right. Y'all know what just happened there. We just finished section 1. Every time we finish section 1, we're going to run around the house, take a breather, drink some water. Y'all go and drink some water. If you haven't yet, press subscribe. It helps the channel out. We have 105 or so thousand subscribers, so that's really good. Press like. If you haven't pressed like, press like. Y'all, how many likes do we have on the video? And you can take your time now because I'm coming back in to do the next question in 2 minutes. Share. So in the meanwhile, let me see if my ads working earlier. Let me see if my ads working now. I'll get ready for these ads. Get ready for the ads. Man.
The Student Hub was created in 2020 and we have helped thousands of students achieve their academic goals. We can help you as well. Sign up today for both secondary and primary school. The Student Hub is how the students live. It begins with a WhatsApp. Good?
Looking for solutions? You can find solutions to my revision sessions and to past paper questions on kerwinspringer.com. So run along now and get them solutions. 1-868-472-4221. You can WhatsApp that number to join my online classes. 1-868-472-4221. 1-866. All right, we're back. So we're going to start question 21. 20 more questions to go, but we need big boy questions now. Express the answer to the sum below as a decimal fraction. What do you think about this question? I see all you enjoying my ads there, boy. Are you enjoying my ads? If you want to advertise on the Sunday revision session, give me a call and send your ad in, and we can see if you can advertise. Now, some of you all may be thinking that we need to go and add up all of this and change this, but there's a little tip that we can use there because this is 7/10. This is 3/100. So are you saying that we can just take these numbers here and put them in the place value that they represent? Yes, that is exactly what I'm saying. This is 4 ones. So I can say 4 ones, they are 7/10 and 300, and that's my answer very quickly. This is an expanded notation then. This is expanded notation. It just kind of mixed up, but we just change it back. Vibes. So somebody's asking for the number. So let me just put it on the underneath. I'll put it sliding across. Let me know if you all seen a number sliding below there. I've seen it sliding below there. WhatsApp 1-868-472-4221. All right, cool. Let's go write the correct value in the box to complete the number sentence. What's the correct value to write here to complete this number sentence? 2 3/5 is equal to 7 minus. So maybe we should check this out and see what this is. I think this is just 2 3/5 if I had it as a mixed number. And 7 minus a missing number here. Now, immediately my mind runs on a few hundred questions that I've done like this. Hopefully your mind is running on some questions that you did like this already. And to find the missing number, we simply need to say 7 minus this number, 7 minus some number gives here. In other words, if I say 5 minus 2, we know that is 3. But 5 minus 3 is 2. It's kind of like vice versa. It works. So really what we're trying to find is 7 minus 2 3/5. And there's a way we can do this with whole numbers and the fractions part. the whole numbers, we'll have 7 minus 2 is 5. And in the fractions part, we have 0 minus 3/5. There's no fraction here. So we're going to borrow, not borrow because we're not going to give it back. Take 1, and that 1 is going to go across here and turn into, you all know this? Turn into 5/5 and leave us with just 4 here. And 5/5 minus 3/5 is 2/5. So your final answer to collect your bread and cheese, aka max, is 4 and 2/5. That sound good? That sound good to me. Footballers from the school team ran laps around the field as warm-up for their training sessions. The number of laps made and the number of footballers is stated below. How many footballers ran more than 5 laps around the field? Well, it seems like 2 of footballers could only make 4 laps. 4 of them ran 5 laps. 3 of them ran 6 laps, and 2 of them ran 7 laps. So how many did more than 5? Now, when I say more than 5, do I include those that ran 5? Listen to this, class. If your teacher walks into class and says, everyone who is older than 10 years, stand up. Everyone who is more than 10, stand up. Should the 10-year-old stand up? The 10-year-old should sit down because she said more than 5. So we don't include this number for the laps because we want more than 5 laps. So only those who ran 6 and 7 laps are going to be counted. How many ran 6 laps? 3. How many ran 7 laps? 2. So the final answer is there are 5 footballers who ran more than 5 laps around the field. Number 24. 1 egg costs 2.5 or $2.50 sold when sold separately. And I hear the prices of eggs going up these days, but them chicken them, making them expensive. 1 crate containing a dozen of eggs costs $24.50. Calculate the difference between a dozen eggs sold separately and a crate of eggs. So this is what supermarkets and stores do. Generally, when you buy things in bulk, you pay less. But when you buy them single, you pay more. So they're encouraging you to buy as many as you can. So it seems like a dozen separately will be, let's work it out. If we buy a dozen separately, we will get 2.50 multiplied by 12. Let's ignore the decimal point with this multiplication for a while. This is 250 because it's a 1 there, so you just repeat that number. And 2 by 0, 0, 2 by 5, 10, 2 by 25 is 50. So you all should just see this is 500 there. When I add this up, tell me if I'm correct in saying that this will give me $30 because I'm bringing back the decimal point 2 places, right? But if I buy it as a crate, if I went the crate route, they are telling me that I just need to pay $24.50. So the difference that I would spend if I try to buy it separately rather than buy it in the crate would be $30 minus $24.50, which most of you all can do in your mind, which is $5.50. Not so? How did I do this in my mind? What was my idea? I was like, 24 is 50 cents less than 25. How many of you all was thinking like that? 24.50 is 50 cents less than 25. And I know 30 minus 25 is 5 anyhow. So it's just the 5 and the extra 50, 5.50. Or if you want to do the long way, you would be like, put this on 29, bring across 1. 100 minus 50 is 50. 29 minus 24 is 5. All right. All right. Those of you all, if you're still getting problems with the arithmetic or the rate I'm doing this is kind of hurting your head, don't forget you can watch over the video and press pause. Right? Each bus that carries students on a school trip has 24 seats. How many of you all have been on a school trip, at least in standard 4? You went to the zoo. What school trip you all went to? In the whole of secondary school, I don't think I went on a field trip, but in primary school, we hit them some field trips. Where we went? We went like San Fernando Hill, Wildfowl Trust, Zoo. The field trip vibes is be good. Field trip vibes will be good. I remember how the field trip is work. My class was telling me how it's work. The teacher make you line up and you had to wait in the sun for 2 hours. Why? Because Jeremy, who is always come late, mother message the teacher and say he coming. So we waited on Jeremy to join the line so we could go in the bus. And they went to the Parliament and Museum, IMAX, and they went on a field trip to IMAX in this chat. Anyhow, so they went on the field trip and they take a head count and things. So in this bus, we have 24 students, 24 seats. Oh, and we have 13 buses. Yes, sometimes it'll be more than one bus. So 13 buses, the whole school going by. How many more buses must arrive in order to catch? That is the whole school. So the whole school going on this field trip. So if 13 buses have arrived, how many more? So in 13 buses, we have 24 times 13 seats available. That's how many seats? 3 4s are 12. See, the 2 from the 12 comes here and the 1 goes there. Sometimes I don't bother to write the 12 there, right? So the 3 from the 3 4s are 12. The 2 went there, the 1 went there. And 3 2s are 6 and 1 is 72. So 24 times 3 is 72. So 2, 7 and 4. 7 and 3 make 10. So 7 and 4 make 11. Put the 1 there, 312. Is that what y'all got? 312? That's how many seats we have available. But the entire school seems to be about 456 students. So how many more seats do we need? We need, that's not the question, but that's the way to the answer. 456 minus 312. Let's not put it in the answer spot. I'm sorry, boss. I'm so sorry. I need to erase you, but I need some room here, bro. All them students get this, get Thanos. All right, so we need how many seats? We need 456 minus 312. An easy subtraction here. I hope you all can follow this subtraction. That's 144 seats needed. 144 seats needed, people. But each bus has 24 seats. So how many buses do we need? So we need 144 divided by 24. Now 24 is 2 times 12. And we know 12 12s make 144. So if this is 2 times 12, I can easily see that this must be 6. That making sense? 6 buses. 12 can go into 144 12 times. 12 12s are 144. So if 24 is 2 times 12, then it makes sense that they should go into the 6 times. So 6 buses is the answer. Chelsea spent 1/3 of her weekly salary on groceries. That's a lot of groceries. She then placed 2/5 of the remaining. We love these questions. Draw a big heart in your paper next to this. Tell yourself, I love these questions. Even if you don't, I love this. She then placed 2/5 of the remaining money in the saving account. She now has 960 million. What is Chelsea's total weekly salary? So this question gave us a little story that ended up on 960, and we need to follow the story in reverse to start back and get the salary, the weekly salary. So let me show you the story in forward direction. She spent 1/3, went on groceries. So groceries. Let me take my time and spell groceries here. Give me a little second. Groceries. So the remainder is 2/3. You'll know how to do these remainders really fast. It's the 3/3 minus 1/3, and you get the 2/3, right? That's good. And out of this remainder, 2/5 was sent to the saving accounts. 2/5 went to the savings, and now we have a new remainder. This new remainder is, if this is 2/5 went to the saving, the new remainder is 3/5. Stop. Take your time and see if you're following all these fractions in my mind. This is what my mind is working with. Yes? Type yes if you're following. 1/3 went to groceries, so the remainder is 2/3. Out of this 2/3, she saved some. Chelsea sent 2/5 to the savings, so it means all we have now is 3/5 of the first remainder. And that is $960. So how do you solve it now? So now that we know what's happening here, now that you can see what's happening in my mind, how do we solve this? Well, Of means multiply. So 3/5 of 2/3 means 3/5 of 2/3, which is 5. Wait. We can break this down before we multiply and ease up your life here, which is just 2/5. And this 2/5, ladies and gentlemen, represents how much money? Take your time. Don't let the fractions hurt your head. This 2/5 represents the $960. 3/5 of the remaining 2/3 represents $960. We followed that already. So if we figured out that is actually 2/5, then I could say 2/5 is equal to 960. And there's a little trick that we use to find the whole here. To find the whole, what do we do? Who can tell me? If we figured out the fraction that represents the 960, how do we find back the original amount? To find the whole, we say 960 multiplied by the reciprocal. Now, 2 can go into this how many times? I'll do it. I will see if I can do it again very quickly. 2 can go into this how many times? 2 can go into 9 4 times remainder 1, 2 into 16, 8, so 480 times. And we have 480 by 5 to get our final answer. 5 zeros are 5, 5 eights are 40. And 5 fours are 20, 2400. Now, obviously, we can backwork this using the instruction to see if it makes sense, right? All right, so there was a lot of remainder in this, and I think students get problems to track fractions. You get problems to track the fractions. So I'm not going to go through the whole pyramid of how I track the fractions. I'm just going to go through how to get to the answer again one more time really fast. See if you can follow. Starting on a clean sheet, Chelsea spent 1/3 of her weekly salaries on groceries. She then placed 2/5 of the remaining money in her saving accounts. She now has 960 remaining. So if she spent 1/3 on groceries, she now has only that groceries. She now has 2/3 remaining. We need to keep finding the remainder. She then placed 2/5 of the remaining in her savings. She now has 960 remaining. So 2/5 of 2/3 in savings. That's not none of our business. Nothing was given on that. If 2/5 went of the remaining went to savings, it means 3/5. Understand? 3/5 and 2/5 make the whole of the remaining is the $960. So what is 3/5 of 2/3? We are seeing here that 3/5 of 2/3 is 2/5 as a fraction. And since 2/5 represents the remaining money, 960, the whole is found by flipping the fraction or the reciprocal. And this turned out to be 2,400. That is her weekly salary. Okay, let's go. We have to go forward. A Simpsons marathon started at, oh my gosh, not Simpsons. A Simpsons marathon started at 9. Let me change this, yes. Where's a age appropriate show here? What show let us watch, boy? I don't even know what show let us watch. My mind going blank, boy. They come up with a show for me. How many hours did the marathon last? So it started at 9:45 and finished at 6:25 p.m. Oof. So we need to subtract. We know the end, we know the start. So we ask to find the duration. Naruto. All right, they put Naruto. So we'll have 6:25 p.m. minus 9:45 a.m. Now we have a little situation here in that this is 6, this is 9. It's going to give us a little bit of fight down to subtract this now. So the trick we learn is to change to 24 hour. So give him a little boost a 12-hour boost. That's how we change the 24 hours. So we're adding 12 to 6. Adding 12 to 6 gives us 1825 minus 945. Why isn't it chat if you know that little trick? We still have some more things trying to fight us down here now, folks. We've seen some more things trying to fight we down here, because 25 minus 45, we don't really know how to do them kind of thing. So what we need to do is take one of the hours. This will drop to 17 hours. And 1 hour is actually not 100 minutes, but 60 minutes. So we add on 60 minutes to this. This is okay with y'all? 60 plus 25 represents 85 minutes. So it's 85 take away 45. How many of you all can tell in your mind that that's just simply 40? 85 take away 45 is 40. And now 17 take away 9 is 8. So don't think it's 8:40 p.m. because what we was finding was duration. So it's really 8 hours and 40 minutes. Now this question is even more tricky. This question really worth that 3 marks on it, because if you put 8:40 here, you will get the answer wrong. You may only get 2 marks if you have good working, or 1 mark. They want the answer in hours. So if you put 8:40, you are wrong. When they want these time questions come like this, either they want the answer in minutes, either they want the answer in hours, or they want the answers in minutes and hours. We have the answer so far in minutes and hours. The answer is also not 8.4. Did I say 8, 9, yeah, 8, 18, 6. This is correct, 625. I'm just checking to make sure I make a mistake because I've seen another person doing 16. All right, yeah, this is looking good. Why are we saying 7? So the answer is not 8.4, class. Pay attention, everybody. Come back to this. The answer is not 8:40. The answer is not 8.4. The answer is 8 hours and 40 over 60 to change the minutes to hours, which is 4/6. Break down this and you get 2/3. The answer is 8 and 2/3. How many of you all know that? Be on the lookout for that. Please, in the exam, when a number was divided by 13, the quotient was 12 more than 44, and the remainder was 5. What is the number? Oh, we love these questions too. These questions make us feel so good. When a number was, so we have some mystery number. It's in this box here, some mystery number. Dun, 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 dun. And we divided it by 13. And this gave us 12 more than 44. And it had a remainder that was 5. And a remainder of 5. Wow, what an interesting question. So this is the answer plus the remainder. Oof. How do we solve this, class? The question to make you go and walk outside and watch the trees, you watch the clouds, you watch the birds. What in the world? How do we solve this question? Well, anytime you get a remainder, where does the remainder go? Remainder, you either think about it. Like if I said 12 divided by 5, I would say this is 2, remainder 2. Or let's not get a remainder as 2. Let's get a remainder as 3. So we get a different. 13 divided by 5. 5 can go into 13 2 times, remainder 3. And another way we can express this is we can say it's 2 3/5. So what they're saying is that we divided some number and the answer was 12 plus 44 and 5 as the remainder. So the answer that we got was 12 plus 44 is 66 and 5 over 13. Yes? Are you all good with that? The quotient was 12 more than 44, which was 66, and the remainder was 5. So 66 and 5/13. When we divide some number by 13, we get 66 and 5/13. So therefore, it stands to reason if we want to find the mystery number, we need to multiply this by 13. So the answer, this is the quotient, sorry. I don't want to, here's the thing, this is the final answer. I'm seeing when a number is divided by 13, the quotient was 12 more than 44, which is 56. Did I say 66? Sorry, 56. I see a lot of persons was getting concerned. 56 and a remainder 5. Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry. 56 and a remainder of 5. So the important thing to note here is that the remainder goes over the divisor. Yeah. So we just need to multiply 13 by the quotient to get the answer, the dividend. So let's go. 13 multiplied by 56 and 5/13. Now it seems a little weird to do this, but really the hardest part is multiplying 56 by 13. But think about it. This 13 will eventually cancel with this. So let's say 56 by 13 is 56 by 13 is 5, 6 3s are 18, bring across the 1, 3, 5, 15, 16. This part I do pretty fast. Hope that's good with you all. I'm seeing some people still concerned. 6 and 2, 56, yeah, 56. Yeah? Yeah, so it's 728. We'll double check the number in the end. It's 728 since we have some concepts. 728, 8 and 0 is 0. 6 and 6 is 12. Bring across the 1, 1, 5, and 1, 728. That's not the final answer. That is 728 plus 5. It's 13 times 728 plus 5. 728 plus 5 is 733 over 13. The 13 cancels here and we end up with 733 as the final answer. So if I divide 733 by 13, I will get 56 and remainder 5. I can actually see it here because I added the 5 onto the 728. So just a quick look at what's happening here again. There's some mystery number which we just found to be 733. Now when we divided it by 13, we got 12 more than 44. That is a fancy way of saying 56, not 66, but 56. And a remainder of 5. So in short, the number has to be equal to the quotient times what we are dividing by plus the remainder. 56 by 13 is 728 plus 5 is 733. Yeah. So I think I show you like 2 or 3 ways to think about this. I would prefer if you could think of the question in a logical way than if I teach you follow this method. Like I teach you an algorithm for that. Because what if they change something here, 12 less or something? I want you to understand the idea behind the question. So practice this question. You could create a question like this for yourself. Challenge yourself and make up a question like this. See if you can figure out how to make up the question. A pitcher of lemonade and a cup are shown below. Daniel and his 6 friends each drank a cup of lemonade. What percentage of the lemonade is left in the pitcher? Another liters and milliliters vibe. Keeping in mind that 1,000 milliliters is equal to 1 liter. So for us, this means this has 2,500 milliliters because 2.5 liters is 2,500 milliliters. Well, Daniel and his 6 friends equal 7 persons. So 7 persons is 250 times 7. 250 times 7 is how much? 7 zeros are 0, 7 fives are 35. I'm putting the 5 here. 35, I put the 5 there. 3 goes there. 7 twos are no spamming, please. You could put the answer, but people who write in the same sentence over and over. What's that? 7 2s are 14 plus 3, 175, 1750. Is that our final answer? No, that's just how much Daniel and the guys drank. So what's remaining? Remaining is 2500 minus 1750, which is 750. Right, we can double check. This 2 will cancel and come across here. 14 come across here. So we have 10. So this is 50, 750. Yes, 750 milliliters. So that's what's remaining, but that's still not the answer because these people want to know percentage. So these questions have step. Is like you're walking up a whole step and you reach on the next floor. So 750 over, now the percentages of the original volume in the picture, 750 over 2500 multiplied by 100%. What will this boil down to? Zoop. How many times can 25 go into 750? Well, 25 can go into 75 3 times. So it's 30% is the final answer. Yes? Class, you all follow the steps. 7 persons drank up this amount. Daniel and his friends bust down that amount. And that means this is remaining in the picture now. And as a percentage, this represents 750 over 2500 multiplied by 100 over 1. A family is driving 35 kilometers from their town to their relative's place. 6.5 kilometers before the halfway point, they stop for lunch. How many kilometers do they need to go to reach for lunch? Anybody ever went by their friend, a relative, for lunch? Out of all your family, which house you like to go by for lunch the most? Who is cook the best? So they go in by their friend 35 kilometers away. Halfway is what? What is halfway? This is home. They left home. Halfway would be 35 divided by 2. 2 into this is 1. So 17.5 is halfway. Granny. Everybody saying granny, grandma, auntie Sharon name we call out in big here, boy. Grandma, aunt, grandmother's winning in this chat right now. My grandmother. So halfway, we figured out that halfway is 17.5 kilometers, but they didn't stop halfway. They stopped 6.5 kilometers before halfway. So somewhere here also they stopped 6.5. So how many kilometers do they still have to drive? Well, they still have another half, which is 17.5, and they also have this additional 6.5. So to go, we still have to go to reach by grandma is 17.5 and 6.5. 5 and 5 make 10, bring across the 1. This is like 7 and 7 now, which is 14, bring across the 1. 1 and 1 is 24. So 24 kilometers to go is your answer. Oh boy, so how do we do this question? I want everybody to stop, read this question, and see if you can figure out how to do this question. 7 men can build a gazebo in 6 days at the same rate. How long will 3 men take to build an identical gazebo? Am I pronouncing that word correct? How do you say gazebo? I think it's gazebo, right? So y'all are getting what for the answer? So this question is a sort of ratio question. I want to show you all a SEE method. If 7 men take 6 days, how much would 1 guy take? And we supposing that it's proportional, right? Usually in these things, the more people you add, there's this saying that it came from the Bible. One would put 1,000 to flight, but two would put 10,000. Meaning, and it happens in construction too, like more people would finish even faster than the ratio because they're able to help each other and just work along even faster, right? But we just supposing that maths is taking place here. One man should take 6 by 7. That would be 42 days. One guy should take 42 days, right? If 7 men take 6 days, one guy wouldn't take 6 divided by 7. Now, this is multiplication. The reason being, one person would take longer than 7 persons. So one man takes 42 days. Therefore, 3 men would cut the time down 1/3 of that. They would say 42 divided by 3, which is 14 days. How does that sound for you? That sound feasible? So it's like we create a ratio here. We create a proportion, a division. So this question also comes in CSEC. If you have a brother or sister in Form 5, they can get this question, but they have to do it a slightly different way because their numbers are usually a little more difficult than this. Yeah, 14. 32. That's Brianna. Brianna wishes to buy the pair of shoes shown below. She saved $40 each week for 6 weeks. Brianna, boy, you're real saving. Every week, Brianna putting some money in the bank, boy, the piggy bank. How many more weeks does she need to save to make up the money? So in 6 weeks, how much money Bri have? In 6 weeks, Bri has 40 by 6, and everybody knows that it's 240, right? 4 6s are 24, so 40 by 6 is 240. So this is just a simple subtraction. She needs, why does she have 2 E's? She needs 630 minus the 240 to go. Right? 630 minus the 2. How much? Let me just make sure. How many more weeks does she need? Oh, there's more weeks. My goodness. So how much she needs? We still have more to do after this. 5 1. So I'm seeing that this here is 9 0. 390. Is that correct? I need to double check this. 630 minus 240. Yes. Is it supposed to be 240? All right. Now, the reason why I'm watching this a little suspiciously is because that number ain't seeming too right. But okay, we'll work with that number. That number is seeming a little suspicious. 390 is what she needs. So, Bri, what kind of expensive shoes is this? 630 for this shoes? Are you pay 630 for this shoes? Anyhow, how many more weeks? Well, each week she could save $40. So she needs how many more weeks? She needs 390 divided by 40, which is simply 9 remainder 3. So I'll put 9 3/4. But they didn't want the answer. I think they want the answer in whole weeks. So technically, she needs 9 3/4 weeks to make it. But if you want the answer in whole weeks, she needs 10 weeks. Because at the 9th week, at the end of the 9th week, she wouldn't have enough money. Somewhere during the 10th week, she'll make the whole money. So she needs 10 weeks. So 10 is the best answer here. Hallie and Tatiana played a game where they both turned in we did this last week. Y'all, we just have a few more questions to go. Hallie started the game facing west. Tatiana started the game facing south. Boom, bang. Hallie made quarter turns, while Tatiana made half turns. Complete the table below show the direction each girl face after the turn. Both of them are going anti-clockwise, which is this way. So if she started in the west, she will now be facing south, then east, then north. You all okay with this? Easy thing. By the way, if it is showing blurry, you need to go and get that gearbox. You need to go and change the settings, raise the quality. And Tatiana is just going south, north, south, north, south, north, because she's doing whole turns. She started on south, north, south. She's doing half turns, sorry. She's spinning around. Half turns, 180 degrees. 34, we're nearing the end. We're coming up to the end there, warriors. Yeah, warriors. 112 stickers were shared among Aiden, Kelvin, and Timothy. Timothy got 52 stickers, and the rest were divided between Kelvin and Aiden. So that Aiden got twice as many stickers as Kelvin. How many stickers did Aiden get? I read that whole question and I understood nothing. So let me try it again. This is our total stickers. There are 3 persons in the question. Timothy himself, he got 52, so that is known. And the rest was divided between Kelvin and Aiden, so that Aiden got twice as many stickers as Kelvin. So I am seeing the first thing that I should find here is the remainder, the rest. What is this amount of stickers that went to Kelvin and Aiden? Well, the rest will have to be 112 minus Timothy's stickers. Timothy got 52 stickers. If I subtract how many Timothy gets, I would end up with 60 remaining stickers. Not so? Double check my maths there. So it means we have 60 stickers to share between Kelvin and Aiden. Now, Aiden and Kelvin are getting stickers in the proportion like this. For every 1 Kelvin gets, Aiden gets 2. Aiden gets twice as many stickers as Kelvin. So how many parts? We have 3 parts that equal to 60. 1 part in this sharing is 60 divided by 3, which is 20. 20 stickers. Now, how many stickers will Aiden get? He has 2 of these proportion, 2 parts. So Aiden gets 20 times 2, 40 stickers. Yes? Aiden gets 40, Kelvin gets 20, and Timothy gets 52. Timothy, you're getting more stickers there, bro. Complete the shape shown below on the grid. Oh my gosh. How many of you all have seen a weird shape like this? This is a weird one, boy. Where is that? So the struggle with this one is that the line of symmetry, the axis of symmetry is down the middle, boy. It's sideways. It's at an angle of 45 degrees. So what should we do about that? It means when you're getting the points, you should also angle your ruler at 45 degrees and just get the same distance on this side. So tell me if you're seeing that I'm finding the correct points here. So this point, this first point will be here. That makes sense? How many of you all have a ruler that working good? I mean, the ruler and bite up and the edge and crack up. The ruler clean. This one is 1, 2, 3 down, so it should be 1, 2, 3 up. So I'm seeing that this point is over here. The best ruler is a clear ruler. So if you don't have a clear ruler, let your parents know, Susie, try and get a clear ruler, not the wooden ruler. This one is a half, 1, 2, 3. A half, 1, 2, 3. So I'm seeing that this point should be up there. Join up to the top. So now, using straight lines on our perfectly nice and neat clear ruler that isn't missing or hasn't been broken, and your parent buy that ruler for you this year and it's broken and missing the next piece, you use the ruler and you connect up this thing here. So you know, some of your ruler, look at your ruler now and see if the edge of it looking like this. Why it looking like this? Because they're hitting the ruler on the table. And now when you write it in CXE, the examiner does see this at your line. Here me CXE, SEA. Complete the table below with the correct names. Wait, let me make sure I follow the instructions. I just went ahead and do my own thing. Complete the shape shown below on the grid below. All right, so cool. You all make sure and read every instruction, eh? Oh, did I make a mistake? I forgot a point. Did I forget a point? I think I forgot this point. Oh my gosh. So here's the next point there. Sorry about that point. Yeah, I forgot other point. Clean, yes. So talking about ruler. And then we have you going. So now it's looking good. It's looking kind of like a leaf. Look, what are looking like? It's looking like some kind of, I don't know, Pokemon or something. Yeah. Complete the table below, coming down to the end here, warriors. Complete the table below with the correct name of solids or plane shapes to match the description given. 3 sides, 2 of which are equal. I take a deep smell, and to me, that's smelling like an isosceles triangle. That's smelling like an isosceles triangle. Isosceles. Don't forget this S. I used to forget that S all the time. 2 pair of parallel lines, isosceles triangle. I need to write triangle here. You have isosceles trapezium and thing too, you know. What else? 2 pairs of parallel lines, no right angles, opposite sides equal in length. All sides are not equal. Oh my gosh. 2 pairs of parallel lines. All sides are not equal. That's a little confusing. Is it that some of the sides are equal? This question have a little susness in this. This could get thrown off the ship in what is called that game again? Well, what do you call that game? Game where you throw people off the ship. It's have a little susness among us. Yeah, all sides are not equal. Are they saying that all the sides are unequal? So I think what they're going for is maybe they should have said 2 pair of equal sides. So something like this, maybe, where 2 pairs of parallel lines, no right angle. So this is an obtuse, this is an acute, obtuse, acute, and all these sides are not necessarily equal. So the best answer here is parallelogram. Parallelogram. Looks like that. 12 edges. So from the time I see edges, I know it's a solid I'm looking for. Faces too. 6 faces, 12 edges. That's something little cubish. 6 faces that are not all equal. 8 right vertices. So if it's not all equal, that's definitely a cuboid. If it was all the faces are equal, then it's a cube. But since some of them appear to be unequal, that could be like a cuboid something. Yeah, and cuboid. Avery. Hey, Avery boy. Avery bought 300 apples. 45% were right. 3/10 were green. And the remainder had to be thrown away. Oh no. I mean, yes. Oh yes. We love these questions. We love them. Yes. Yummy. Another fractions questions with remainder. The best thing ever. So Avery bought 300 apples. 45% were right. 3/10 were green, and the remainder had to be thrown away. Okay. So he paid $2 for each apple. He sold the ripe and green apples for $2.50 each. Calculate his profit or loss as a percentage of the cost price. So how much he paid for all the apples? He paid, this is his cost price. He paid $2 times 300. Avery boy, Avery have money, Avery bust out $600 for all them apples. Kelvin, what is that you are doing in the chat? Kelvin, so $600 for all them apples. He sold the ripe and green apples for $2.50 each. So he made, so I don't even need to worry about them remainder that was thrown away now. I could just count how much apples he sold. Okay, wait. I need to do some maths here first because they didn't tell me how much were ripe and green. They said 45% were ripe and 3/10 were green. So 45% of 300 is 3 by 45, which is, how much is 3 by 45? 135. I'm sensing a 135. Double check me on that one day, people. 135 apples. How did I do it in my mind? I said 3 by 45 is really close to 3 by 50. 3 fives are 15, 150. But it's 5 less. So I multiply the 5 by 3 and I minus 150 minus 15 and I get 135. Yes, that is exactly what I did in my mind. I'm just showing you. So 45 by 3 is 135 apples. Ripe. That's the ripers. What about the greeners? We have 3/10 of the 300 being green. Swap, swap. So that's 90 apples in the green committee. So how much money did my boy Avery make here, boy? Avery's an apple salesman. Avery made 90 plus 135 is 225. How many of you all can add 90 to any number very quickly? Just drop this one by one and send this up. Avery made 225 apples times 250. All right, boy. Avery, you have you multiplying some kind of numbers here by Avery. So 225 by 250. Now, once again, we ignore any decimal point for now. I can ignore this 0 to just remember that it needs to go back 2 places. So 2 by 5 is, I know 225 is 450. Multiply by 2. So 2 by 25 is 50. And 2 2s are 4, yes? And then what I have 5 by, I can ignore the 0 and just send the point backward. 5 by 5 is 25, right? 5 by 2. Taking my time with this, but I don't want to bounce my toe here. 5 by 2 is 10 plus this 2 that came across is 12. I'm sending the 1 from the 12 there. Dimitri. All right, let's go find. Just give me a second, y'all. I'm just going and check out something in the. Just going and check out something in the comment here. Y'all stop typing for a second. Yes, I get you. He make a loss. Oh, geez, somebody went ahead and do the maths and figure out he make a loss. So I block that person. All right, so 5 by, oh gosh, Dimitri, man, you make me forget where I was. 5 by 5 is 25, bring across the 2. 5 by 2 is 10 plus, right? So 12, bring across the 1. 5 2s is 10 plus 1, 11. All right, 5, 2, 6, 5. Bring back the 1, so that is really. All right. So, oh geez, boy, Avery boy. Avery boy, them apples in making the money, boy. So how much he lost as a percentage? Good thing they gave me 4 marks for this because I find Avery are we doing real weak in here. So he lost 600 minus 562.5. 0. So Avery, that's 50 here. 2 from 9, 7, 6 from 9, 3, 37.50. That's how much he lost. That's still not the answer, boy. Oh, geez, I need it. So what is the answer? The answer is percentage loss. So we're going to put the 37.50 all over the entire cost price, which was 600. And then we want to multiply this by 100 over 1. Why is my board moving weird? So 37.50. This is ringing a bell, boy. This is ringing a strong bell, this number. Anybody see now what bell this number ringing? That 375. Anytime you see 375, that's ringing a bell. Yeah. So what we can do, we can't cancel this zero, that zero there. We can cancel these two zeros with this zero. This zero is beyond the decimal point. And now we just need to see how many times 6 can go into 37, 37.5. How many times can 6 go into 37.5? Yes. No, 37.5. The bell that is ringing for everybody is 3/8. That's 375. So if it's 3/8, it's 3/8 of 100. So I can envision this as 3/8 multiplied by 100. Or I can just work out 6 into 37.5 and see the percentage there. Hold up, I'm gonna double check something. Yes, yes. So let's do the division with the 6 and see what happens. So 6 into 37.5, 6 can go into 37 6 times, because 6 6 is at 36. Bring across the 1, 6 can go into 15 2 times. 2 6 is at 12. 15 minus 12 is 3, and 6 can go into 30 5 times. So 6.25%. All right. All right, Giselle, your comment made me laugh there. A class bought pens for $11 each, and we sold them for $8. We reached into the last 3 questions, the big boy questions. Section 3, right? A student who bought 2 pens were given 1 additional pen free, and after all the pens were sold, the class made $936. If 20 pens were given free, how many students bought only 1 pen? So take some time, digest this question. If you're watching this in the future, pause the video and try to do the question. Try to do pause now. Right now they pause. So you're not supposed to be hearing this, and do the question. Right? The class bought pens $11 each, and we sold them for $18 to students at the school. The student who bought 2 pens was given 1 additional pen free. So we have some maths to do here. We'll do some shout outs when I finish the question. So 20 pens were given free. Excuse me, 20 pens were given free. There's a lot of maths in this question, but oh my gosh. Now, if the comments bothering you, you can mute the comments. I'm about to dive deep into this question here. This question looking like it's the deep side of the swimming pool, boy. So there are some things that I want to find in this question that's standing out to me. Like the class made a total of this amount. Is it that they are talking about the profit? Or are they talking about how much the class made? Because if they're talking about the profit, we have additional work to do. So I am seeing that I'm watching what we are supposed to be doing here, and they weren't talking about the profit, which means, so I'm sorry about this question, guys, which means this 11 wasn't included, and I think that should have been included, which would make the question a bit harder. Yeah, would definitely make the question harder, but okay, so we can ignore that they bought the pens for $11 each. We can just say the class sold the pens for $18 to students at the school, because the class made, this is the gross. You all understand what I'm saying? This isn't the profit after you subtract how much they pay for the pens. This is the gross. This is how much money they made all together just selling the pens. Pay attention, folks. Stick with me. The question is a little hard, but stay with me. So we can ignore that $11. It shouldn't be part of the question. Let me make a note of that. The class sold pens for $18 to students. The student who bought 2 pens was given 1 additional pen free. After all the pens were sold, the class made a total of $936. So 20 pens were given free. What does that mean? If 20 pens were given free, what does that mean? How many pens were bought in the buy two get one free promotion then? It means there were 20 groups of this buy two pens. 20 groups of buy two pens. So 20 students bought two pens, and that means 20 students, they got one free, by the way. So it's really like they buy two pens, got one free. 20 students bought two pens, which means that 20 students paid $36. So 36 by 20 is $720. Why is in the chat if you understand that? Double check my maths. Yeah, so $720. So the remaining money is $936 minus 720, which is $216 $216 was remaining, and these came from students just buying one pen. This money here came by students just buying one pen. So let's just take a little look at this. If 20 pens were given free, that means 20 students purchase pens on the buy two, get one free. And if they buy two, if they paid for two pens, that means they spent $36. So 36 times 20, $720 came off of this combo. $720. So now how much money was made? 936. So it means out of the $936 made, if I subtract the money that was made and the buy two get one free, it's $216. And we know the price of one pen is $18. So all we need to do to find out how many students bought one pen is divide 216 by 18. This is the one pen crew. One pen. How many of y'all that buy the two pen to get one free? This is the buy one pen crew. They are telling me that this is 12, but if we're not seeing it one time, we can do a little breakdowns. We could say, okay, this looking like 4 could go into both of them. No, two can go into both of them. 9, 2 and 9. 6 maybe 6 could go into both of them. All right, let's just do the 2. 9 and then 2 into this. It's 108, and definitely 9 can go into 108 12 times. You cannot do that too long time, boy. So you get 12 persons who buy, 12 students who bought one pen. Second to last question, and then we home free. A wall is 7 meters long and 4 meters wide. Write its measurement in centimeters. You know what you call this? You call this free marks. Anybody could find the cake and ice cream. The cake and ice cream emoticon here. Let me see some cake and ice cream, because that was free marks, bro. Free marks. Don't forget to press like if you just joined the stream. Look for the like button and press it. So 700 and 400 centimeters. I guess some cake and ice cream in the chat here, because this is cake and ice cream. Emojis. See if you can find the cake and ice cream emojis. The wall is covered with tiles. A tile measures 175 by 50. 175 by 50 cm. Samara, find it. How many tiles are used to cover the wall completely? So we need to find the total area. We did one like this last week, and we need to find the area in centimeters. So 700 by centimeters squared by 400. 7 fours are 28, and then bring back all these zeros, bro. That's a lot of cm squared, bro. That's how much centimeters squared this wall is. And the tiles have an area of 175 by 50. Multiplying by 50 is the same like multiplying by 100 and dividing by 2. How many of you all know that little trick? Multiplying by 50 is like dividing by 100, multiplying by 100 and dividing by 2. Or you could just straight up multiply by 50. 175 by 50. 5 5s are 25, bring across the 2. 5 7s are 35 plus 2, 7. 37, bring across the 3. 5 1s and plus the 8. Bring down this. So 8, 7, 5, 0. Is that good? Why isn't it chat if you understand everything so far? CM squared. Yes. 8750. So now the number of tiles needed, number of tiles is equal to 280,000 divided by 8750. Oh boy. Here we are again. Here we are again doing some calculations we really love to do. 0, 0. This is clearly indicating that we should divide by 25. Oh my gosh, the Y's have taken over. Y'all don't spam the Y's. Don't spam the Y's. So what number we should try to use here to break down? I'm telling you, 25 can work really well because 25 can go into this and 25 can go into that. Trick with dividing by 25, in case you don't know. For every 100, there are 4 25s. So this is 4, 8, 32 plus 3. This is 35 times 25 can go into there. And this has 280,100. So you just multiply this by 4 if you want to divide by 25. But okay, let's try the 5s. 5 can go into this 1, 3. 5 can go into this 7, 2, 1, 7, 5 times. I'm making sure. Yes. And 5 can go into this 5 remainder 3. 5 can go into this 5, 6, 0, 0 times. Hit them on X5, day boy. Hit them on X5. 5 can go into this 3. Bring across the 2, 35 times. So that's we actually divide by 25 now because we divide by 5 twice. 5 can go into this 1. 5 can go into this 1. Remainder 1, 12 times, right? So far, let's just bring it across here. We have 120 divided by 35. Hit them on X5 dinner. So 5 can go into this 7 times. 5 can go into this 0, 2, remainder 1, 2, remainder 2, 2 to 5. So all we need to do now is see how many times can. That's not, let me double check this. 1, 1. Did I put 5? It should be 4. Yes. Yes. 2 to 4. So how many times 7 can go into this 2 to 4? 7 into 20. 7 into 22 is 3, remainder 1, and 7 into 14 is 2. So the answer is 32 tiles. I hope you all appreciate me going through the algebra slowly like this. 32 tiles. Don't worry if you're spamming. Hannah is overdoing it. Hannah need a timeout. Hannah, putting you need timeout. Timeout squad. Take a timeout there, Hannah. Take a time. And Volt, take a timeout there, brother. If you get too much timeouts in this season, the block. Can't comment on YouTube and things. So careful. If one tile cost $16, how much did it cost to tile the wall? Oh, geez, it had more parts to this question. So it costs. Am I frozen? Y'all hearing me and seeing me? I just need to double check that I'm not frozen. Putting these people in timeout freeze me. All right, guys, I'm here. We back? We back? If we back, let me know. All right, so we had a little problem there when I time out those persons. While you're making a time out people here. It costs 16 by 32. Y'all give me the answer. 16 by 32. Maybe better to multiply this like what? Okay, all right, let's multiply. Let's try it this way. 16 by 32. So if I do the 2 first, this is 32. If I do the 3, 3 6 is at 18. Plus the 1, 3 1 to 3, plus 1, 4. So we are going to get 2 and $11,512 for all them tiles. That question take real long, boy. Oh my gosh, last question. Last question, and then we home free. I can do some shout outs after this question. Identical rectangular cards are placed on a straight line. So this is the popular question where we have spaces and we have the cards, and maybe we need to find some distance, 5th card and 20th card. Now, it's important with these questions to know what they mean when they say the distance from 5th to 20th. Sometimes they mean this. In SE, if you look at the past paper, sometimes they mean this, and sometimes they mean this. So let's see which one they mean. Let's see if you can figure it out from the question. Identical rectangular cards are placed on a straight line and an equal distance from each other as shown below. The total distance from the 1st card to the 3rd card is 35. Now watch what they did. 1st card to 3rd card, and they meant from the start here to the end there. So therefore, we could safely assume for when they're asking about the 5th to the 20th, they mean that. You all understand that piece of logic that I pull out the hat there? You see that? Make sense? So this is what we're trying to find. And the distance between each card, this is a space. So we just need to find the length of the card and the spaces, and we're good to go. This question not that bad. Is that it? Yes, that's it for 4 marks. So we know that a space is equal to 10. There are 2 spaces here, which is 20 centimeters, that is. How many cards are there? There are 3. So the cards add up to 35 in this little piece here. 35 minus 20, which is, you're following my math here, which is 15 centimeters. It means this plus this plus this must be 15. So what does that mean about the card length? It means the card is 15 divided by 3 is 5. It means that the card has a length of 5. Now that we know that, we can work out the distance from the 5th to the 20th cards. Let's take a little look at this here. How many cards were there between the 1st and the 3rd card? How many cards were there? There were 3 minus 1 equal 2. But we need to add back 1 because you're counting the last card. Make sense? So there are 3 cards here. So even though I said 3 minus 1 is 2, I had to add back 1. So how many cards between the 5th to the 20th? The number of cards would be 20 minus 5 is 21. But I also need to add back 1 card because I'm counting the last card. So it's 22 cards. This is an extremely popular thing that happens in SE. So there are 22 cards. And how many spaces? The spaces can be found by just subtracting 20 minus 5 equal. Did I say 20 minus 5 is 21? My mind thinking a little too fast. Y'all are doing the maths ahead of time. 20, 21 cards, right? 20 minus 5 is 20 spaces. Yes? Why is in the chat if you're all seeing and hearing me? I've seen somebody say it went black. Oh no, them in the past. We seeing and hearing. Did I say 20 minus 5 is 21? Y'all, it happens. Sometimes your mind just makes some weird mistakes, boy. Oh my goodness. So we have 20 minus 5 is 20. I shut it down earlier. Good thing this is the last question. 16, 15. Listen to me, students. This is me checking to see if you're all following here. I was just checking to see if you're paying attention. That's why I made those mistakes. I was checking to see if y'all were paying attention. And y'all are paying attention. So 20 minus 5 is 15 plus 1 is 16, and 20 minus 5 is 15 spaces. All right, so where we at? 16 cards, 15 spaces, and now we just need to work out the maths. 15, so the distance is 16 cards by the length of one card is 5, plus 15 spaces by the length of one space is 10. This math here is easy because 16 by 5 is 80, or 160 divided by 2, and 15 by 10 is 150. When I add this up, what do I get? Let me double check this in case I made any mistakes. 16 by 5, it's 160 divided by 2, 15. Yes. Because apparently I don't know how to subtract anything all of a sudden. 80 plus 150 is 200, and why people keep saying 300? It's scaring me. It's 230 centimeters. 230 centimeters. I stand by my answer. Hopefully I don't need to retract that. 16 cards. Y'all, let me double check this one since apparently I'm making another mistake. So space is 10. Yep. Length of a card is 5, 5, 10, 5, 10, 5 adds up to 35. So that was good. Number of cards, 20 minus 5, and I need to add back a card, so it's 16 cards. Number of spaces, 20 minus 5, 15 spaces. Distance, 16 by 5. Did I multiply the right thing by 5? 5, 10. Lovely. We cooking with Ramco gas, and that brings us to the end of the questions here. Session number 2 is done. Shout out to everybody who was in session number 1, and then now you're in session number 2. Next week is session number 3. We have 12 of these to go, and then it's exam session. If you want to get the papers beforehand, you have to be a member of my class. So that can be done by, you see the number that's scrolling across the screen at the bottom in the blue, that number there. So yeah, you can WhatsApp that number to join the class. The class is, Zavi. The class is 300 a month, and we have private sessions on Saturdays at 9 a.m. We also have class at another time too. We have different teachers. Shout out to all my students in the chat. If you're in the class, we'll also have another assignment. We do a lot of work in that class. Yes, I know, Kristen. Shout out time. Warriors. Apparently, that's the new code for this group of students this year. Ryan, Amali, Tariq, Sonia, Nell, Jair saying to subscribe. Let us subscribe. Boom. Y'all press like. Janaya. Kimani, I saw you, but your name jumped out of the way. Janaya, Timothy, Eli. I'll do a couple more. I'm feeling like I should. Zavi. Yes, Zavi. Good to see you here, bro. Somebody say you forgetted me, and then the thing disappear. Hope. Yep. Cake and ice cream by Miles. So my class, I hope you all do the paper for next week really good. I want to see people in the 90%. Shout out to Chelsea Lila. Chelsea Lila always policing me in my class. I I do more than 10 there, right? Ezekiel, always here, boy. Big up Ezekiel. All right. Tobago in the house. What area you all from? I'm gonna ask that last question before we go. See you all around. See you all early. Before the session starts, I like to have a little chat with the people who in the comments. I'm in the comments. You'll see me in the comments before the session start next week. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Remember to study by yourself. Go over the questions you had problems with. Love and blessings. Shout out to Arima, Cuba, Freeport, Shogunas, Diego Martin, Trinidad, of course, Curep, Josiah. You don't need to put your street address in it. Somebody like to write the street address down to the lamp pole. Lopino, Arima, Ishwa, Trinbago. Somebody shouting, are they from Roblox? Yes, why? Yeah. So without any prolonging this any further, I take my leave. Somebody from Guaya, yes? Later.